Sneaky from Cloud9 after a great win against Team Dignitas, bringing you guys to 2-2 on the Super Week. Now, the first question I want to ask you is about your team composition. You guys kind of went with a Protect the Kog'Maw comp there, and I'm wondering how much of that decision was yours or whether or not you were consulted before all that weight was put on your shoulders.
I would say the Kog'Maw pick was mine, but the rest of the comp was, I guess, Lemons and the whole team's. I kind of just choose my own AD carry, and then I let the rest of the team choose what's best.
All right. Another thing I want to touch on is the fact that we spoke to High earlier in the week, and he was a little down on himself about his performance and things like that, but he actually played very well this game. As a teammate, what do you do? How do you respond when you see one of your fellow team members kind of down on himself? How do you raise him up and get him refocused on the game and moving forward?
I guess the biggest thing is really just not, like, harassing him about it. If you just don't mention it, and, like, he knows he already screwed up, like a teammate, not specifically High, obviously, but they already know they played bad, and then they'll probably fix it themselves already. So you going out of your way to, like, harass them would do absolutely nothing. So in general, just be, I guess, happy, but don't harass them about the bad thing.
Absolutely. And now, surprisingly, with this win, this puts you only one game out of first place as we have a four-way tie in the standings above you guys. So knowing that, what is the next step? How do you get up to that kind of tier with those other four teams?
I think we just have to keep practicing and try to play our best, because I think any of these weeks, if we just keep winning, then we can get to the top. But if we just keep dropping half of our games, then we'll be nowhere near the top.
All right, next week you have EG and TSM. Anything specific that you're going to be planning for those two teams, or how do you go about approaching that week after a grueling Super Week?
Well, there's a new patch with jungler changes. There's some sort of blade mail looking thing in the junglers for tanks, so it could be a lot of new picks for, like, fourth tier behind the top tier already, but we'll have to see going into next week.
All right, well, so then the final question there is actually on that patch. When you have a new patch as a team, you know, you're playing on the tournament realm here on stage, one patch behind. On live, you're playing ahead. How do you deal with those changes as a player?
It's really weird, honestly. When the new AD carry changes came out and I had to play on the last patch, solo queue was a really different environment for me, but I still played because I'd be ready for the next week rather than not preparing at all and keeping my mechanics down rather than up. So you really just have to play a lot of solo queue. That's the main thing. Even though the new patch is coming out for the tanks and stuff for Meteos, he'll probably spam a lot of solo queue. He may even scrim a little bit less than normal, just so that we can get prepared for actual scrim picks.
Absolutely. All right, well, best of luck adapting to those changes. Congratulations on your win just now. Now we're going to throw it back up to the desk to Freak and Kobe to close out the day.
Thank you very much, Dash. So, guys, we had a Super Week of 16 games. We thought it would